Hello Internet folk and hello fans of the basic programming language. I want to do a video here about basic anywhere machines. Very, I want to say basic, very primitive version control features. And I've got basic anywhere machine up now. Normally we'd want to download a copy of Basic Anywhere Machine, store it locally so we can save our programs and all that stuff. I'm just going to use the hosted version for this demo. However, instead of using it in the web browser, I'm going to take advantage of this little feature, and I don't know if that's with all. This is with all Chrome web browsers, but certainly on my Chromebook, I can click an icon and open up BAM from that same website, but it looks like more like an application as opposed to a browser window. Anyway, once we're in BAM, if we create a new program, it starts off with just a very simple Hello World program, and this comes from a template in Basic Anywhere Machine for all new programs. And if we notice, our program starts off in what's called prod, or production, a production version. And the second that we edit it, even just putting a space, it winds up switching that program from production mode to development mode. We never edit our production applications. The second we start editing, we're actually editing a development version of our program. And if we somehow bring it back to the way the program was in production by getting rid of that space, and then the program goes back to production. It says, okay, well, you've made no changes to this thing. If we take a look at the project menu, we see we get some menus there related to the development version of our program and to our production version. Now, so right now, we have no development version. Those menu items are all disabled. But if we do make a change to it, so let's say hello big world. So now we've got a development version of our original program. We see that we've got menus available for the development version of the program, but we still have menu items available for the production version. Now the beauty of this is it allows us to compare changes we've made to our original program to the original program itself through different ways. One way is with the diff viewer, and when we open up the diff viewer, it opens up a window with our production version of the program and our development version, so we can see side by each those two programs and what changes we've made. Additions to the production version of the program will show up as green in the development version, and anything that we will have removed. Let's move this window off to the side, and let's move this one to the side so we can show you what's going on. And let's say that we want to replace hello with hi. You can see live the differences going on between the two versions. And these are just handy features for debugging, right? So we make a change to our original program, and we want to see if we actually like them. We can compare the source code, but we can also compare the running programs. So if we run the development version of the program, it says hi big world. And let's just resize this a little bit. And then if we run a production version, we see what it looks like. And we can compare the two programs running side by each. And in this case, they're both done. But let's say they were more interactive or longer lasting programs before they reach the end. We could compare the differences between the two. Especially useful if there's any kind of interaction where we click or tap on the keyboard or whatever, and we can see the differences between the two programs. Another kind of nice thing is that if we realize, okay, that's not quite what I wanted as far as my changes go, and I go back and I decide, no, I want to say bonjour, I can make changes to the program and see the results live. And mind you, for every character I type in the IDE, it's going to wind up restarting the program from the beginning. But this is a short program. Let's see what happens. So as soon as we make changes to the program, we see the results in the running console window on the side. And then we can compare both of those programs, and we say, yes, that's what I want, or no. And so we decide, no. I don't like what's going on here. I've decided, I've changed my mind. I want to keep the original, but I made so many changes that it would be a real drag to have to undo these changes manually. And that's where we go to the project menu and we say undo development, and that will return our program back to having just the production version and toss away the changes that we've made. So we see our program is now back to production mode and back to the way it was. But going back, and let's and now we've decided, yes, this is what we want for our final program. And we try it, we run it, we're happy with it. We decide maybe we want to export this program as a single small HTML file for running, and we go to our export menu, and we can export the program as documentation, just an HTML page that shows the program. And we could export the development version and the production version, and throw those HTML files on a website somewhere, and ask somebody from across the world to take a look at the two versions of the source code to see what they think. We can also provide the standalone running versions of both the development and the production program. Again, those go, well, why don't we do one here? Let's say we want to do a standalone dev, and we want to save it, and I'm going to save it right to my little BAM folder right here. And sure, could rename it, but that's fine. Call it that. And we want to save the production version of it as well. And this is actually kind of like the web equivalent to an executable. This is an HTML file that contains the BAM interpreter and the basic program for running. So let's save this guy too. And now we got both of these files, and now we can copy them to some website somewhere. Or we can try them first before we copy them out. And let's run the development version, which came up on another window here. So let's show that. And there's our hi world. And I'll toss this aside. And let's run the other one too. And now we've got the production version of our program and the development version of our program. And we'd like to provide this to some testers, and we put these two files on the web somewhere, send out the links to those two HTML files, and our testers from around the world can go in and try the development version, and then right beside have the production version and compare the behaviors to see if they're happy, or if there's something in development they're not happy with. They can take a screenshot with the production version right beside to say, look, here are the differences, don't like it, or there's a problem, or whatnot. And anyway, so this is very, very primitive kind of version control or source code management. And it also kind of demonstrates also, the deployment features for your basic programs, for either deploying a final version for people out there to play with and use, whether it be their mobile devices or their main computers with whatever web browsers. Anyway, I hope let me check here. Yeah, okay. There's not much else here to show. We can also show the pre-processed code. Let's say if we want to create those views of the programs, and we'll end on that note right there. So just a different way of being able to see the two programs side by each, hide the numbers. It's also a good way to copy the source code from here, although you could do it from the IDE as well. But once we're in development mode, you you want to access the production code, you'd have to look at it through this preprocessor. And that's it for today. So anyway, I hope that's useful to you. Cheers.